We've hunted Arkansas half dollars and did really well. We've hunted Arkansas pennies and not that great. So I figured, why not try Arkansas nickels? Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure. That's right, we've got 3 boxes of some nickels from Arkansas. Now, one of my subscribers and friend, Pause Spare Time, decided to go ahead and hook me up with some Arkansas nickel boxes to see how they do. Now, I won't be hunting all 3 of these boxes in this video. I think we'll start off with 1 box, and if there's not enough finds, maybe I'll add a second one. We'll see. But I'm curious to start off with this top box because when I was looking through the holes on the bottom, I noticed that one of the enders, see if I can show this to you, is a penny. A penny ender in a bank wrapped nickel box. Crazy. Anyway, this one's got my curiosity up. It also looks like from the holes in the bottom that there are a lot of newer ones. So I don't know if there's going to be a bunch of newer nickels mixed in with some older ones, or if it's mostly an uncirculated box. I don't know. All I know is I saw some older enders, I did see a penny, and I've never found a 2020 nickel yet this year. So I'm excited to get into it. Figured we'd go ahead and do a live opening and see what we got. Now, I'm not worried about tearing the box because I do have extra empty nickel boxes in stock, and I will be re-rolling these to trade in for more nickels in my area. Judging by what I'm seeing, definitely looks like a lot of newer nickels in here, as you can see, mixed in with some old ones. So I don't know how well this hunt's gonna go. It's probably gonna be a mostly uncirculated nickel box. And if that's the case, we will do something with the rolls. But yeah, 2020, my first set of 2020 nickels. Now the ends that have older nickels on them, I will be hunting, and I'll probably spot check some of the other rolls to see if there is a mix of too many older ones with newer ones. Either way, I'll segregate these out and I'll let you know what I plan on hunting to start off this video. All right, so I've got the rolls separated. It looks like we have 10, 20, 30, 6 rolls that have at least a 2020 ender on both ends. And then we have 14 rolls that have an older year nickel on one side or sometimes on both, including that penny ender. I think what I'll do is I'll hunt these 14 and see what kind of mix we've got of new to old, and that will determine whether or not I hunt any of those. I likely will end up not hunting these if the mix is 75% 2020s or more, because those would basically be 2020 nickels. Let me start cracking into these. I'll bring you back, but based on what I'm seeing here, we're probably gonna hunt another box or 2. All right, let's get started. FYI, roll 1, that penny ender, 1966 copper. Recap on roll 1, no real finds. We had 15 2020 Denver nickels, they are beauties, along with 25 other coins, not 2020. So a little bit less than 50%. We'll see how the rest pan out. I'll bring you in on a find. Otherwise, I'll just be stacking the 2020s to check later, and we'll get a percentage of those 14 rolls. Well, we've hunted the first 14 rolls, and that's all the non-2020s, and that's all the 2020s. So I would say overall, probably a 3/4 to 1/4 ratio. We did score 1 older nickel out of all that, a 1956. Pretty trashy, minted in Denver, but I'll take it. Because the majority of the rolls are kind of mixed, it makes it hard to keep all these. I think what I'll do is open 1 more that has a double 2020 ender and see what we get. But I'm thinking this is one of the beginning runs of 2020 nickels, and they mix it with whatever they had in the hopper. And sometimes you can score some good older ones when you do that, but 9 times out of 10, you don't. Let me go and open up 1 more, and I'll be right back. So I figured I'd open this 1 more and just kind of give you a look at what I'm seeing. Looks like we have probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 40. So again, it's 3/4 to 1/4. And that's about what I'm seeing in the rolls. So like I said, it'd be hard to just sit on those, and it'd be hard to sell them as 2020 Denver rolls because they're really not a complete roll of 2020 Denvers. think what I'm going to do now is just segregate all of the 2020s out and put them in this bin, save that for another hunt down the road. Once I get all that done, if I find anything cool, I'll bring in. If not, I'll give you a full wrap up. And because there's not going to be a lot of finds, most likely, we'll probably end up adding another box to the hunt. Let me get that done, and I'll bring you back. So I'm back early because the roll after the last one I opened only had 2 non-2020s in it. And the next 3 that I opened are complete 2020 rolls. So I'm pretty confident that while there may be a roll or 2 or a couple in there with some mixed dates, they're mostly 2020s. We're gonna stop the hunt on this box right now. I don't wanna open up any more rolls. I wanna add these to my colección, and we'll try one of those other boxes that I did see more circulated nickels in. All right, we're back. We've got the finds from that uncirculated box to the side. Figure we're doing Ender search on this box since it's the next one I want to grab. Hoping we can get a nickel hunt in. Hoping we don't have mostly uncirculated. I've got my fair share of them now. All right, well, definitely a circulated nickel box. Don't see anything really catching my eye, but I do see some older Jeffersons, just not a ton. We'll have to see how this hunt goes. You guys know the drill. I'll bring you in on my first good find, if we have any. Come on, Arkansas. Roll number 3, and we've got our first 40s nickel, a 1941, probably Philly. We'll take it. Roll number 8. The previous roll I didn't film it, but I found a 2009 Denver. We'll take that. But in the front of this roll, I saw a 1949, pretty damaged. It is a Denver, so we will put it under the scope, but it is not a D over S, or at least even if it was, we can't tell, and it's pretty damaged. Just wanted to show that find. Figured I'd marry it with the 09 that we found, and let's find more. Well, I have to laugh because as I said, let's find more and zoomed in, there was another 09D right there. 2 09Ds. Roll number 9, and I'm excited because I laid it out. I saw a yellowish color. I just took a peek, and that's looking pretty silvery to me. And it is. And it doesn't look too bad to boot. 1943. Been finding a lot of these lately. It is not a 3/2. That's what I'm checking for, as well as the doubled I. And I don't see the doubled I on it either. Either way, we've got silver early, and like I said, we have had no problem finding those bad boys lately. Roll number 19 of the box. We now have 3 09Ds and a handful of 50s that I'm not showing on camera, but I bring in because we've got a Canadian nickel. 1987. Another side find. Roll 23, we have another 40s nickel, and this is a 1946 Denver. It has that war nickel look, but 1946 Denver, 1 year off silver. And I guess I'll mention that in this box, I am finding some 2020s, and I'm setting them to the side. So had I not had that uncirculated box, I would have had a box that had 2020s, my first ever to find. Anyway, let's get back to the hunt. Roll 24, another 40s nickel. 1948 Denver. Next roll, roll 25, another 1948. Also from Denver. Same roll, and we've got a chewed up 1941 something. Roll 43, and we have ourselves a 1940 Philadelphia. Looked like a Denver, it's just some damage. Roll 46, another 40s nickel, 1946 Philly. 1 year off silver. We finished that box from Arkansas, and you know what? It was a decent box. We got a lot in the 50s. I won't recap them all now. We'll do that because I've decided to do a 2-box hunt since the first box technically didn't count because it was mostly uncirculated. So we'll do a 2-box circulated hunt and give you a full wrap up. But we got some in the 50s, good amount in the 40s, 509s, a Canadian. We got that penny, we got the war nickel, and a couple of beauties. Pretty nice 1966 and pretty nice 1982 Denver. As you know, they didn't make sets in 82 and 83, so if you can get some really nice 82 and 83s, you should hold on to them. Again, we did get the silver. That makes me happy. We got it early. Thought we might get another one, but we didn't. Either way, it's another beautiful 43p, and I've been finding a lot of those lately, like I've said now. And then finally, a lot of 2020 nickels in that box as well. I put them to the side because I do want to take a look at those for any varieties, but that'll be another hunt. Let me clear away the discards, get that box set up, and we'll do a live opening on it next. All right, everything's ready to rock and roll. Let's peel the top back on this one. See if we have anything fancy schmancy on the top. Pretty glued. This is going to be a tough box to open, but I do want to do a live opening regardless on it for you guys. So, struggles or not, let's open it up. All right. Definitely see some older Jeffersons as well as some newer designs. I don't see any enders on this side, and I didn't see any enders on the bottom side through the holes. You guys know the drill. We'll get started. I'll bring you in on the first find. Roll number 5 of box 2, or 55 of the 2 circulated nickel box hunt, and got our first find in it. 1948. I think that's no mint mark. My eyes are a little bit deceiving me. Thought I saw something there, and it almost does look like it, but it's not. 1948, Philly on the board. Roll number 7, our second 40s nickel of this box is a 1940 Philadelphia. Roll 12, we have a 1949. Denver, I believe. Let's take a look. It is, so we'll check it for the D over S, and I don't see that on this nickel. Still, it's a 1949D, and it's in much better shape than the other one. Roll 13, a 1941. Philly, but let me just take a look at that rim. Just some discoloration. Roll 14, another 41. And this one is from Philly. Roll 32, and we're going to have an old nickel here. Second year Jefferson, 1939. No mint mark, so it's common, but is there any doubling? And there is no doubling on it. It would be on 5 cents and Monticello on the reverse. It's not there. But we'll take a second year Jefferson nickel in the box any day of the week. It's been a light box. Maybe it'll heat up now. Little did I know, I was just a few rolls to finding something I never find. Roll 44 of the slow box, and we will definitely have another find. It is a 1946 Philly. 1 year off of finding another silver. Roll 47 is going to yield a 47 nickel. Minted, I think, in San Francisco. No. Denver. Roll number 49, and it has happened. That, my friend, is going to be a corroded V-nickel. Bingo, bango. Possible mint mark. Maybe not. Let's not look at the obverse. Let's just look at the reverse first. There is not a mint mark on the reverse. What year is it? It does say cents. 1911. I will take that. We have a V-nickel in the box. Almost an ender. It was the second coin in. Wow. Unbelievable. Too bad it's corroded, but it is my 4th ever V-nickel find, and you cannot get mad at that. Too bad there's only one more roll left. Well, that second box of circulated nickels has been hunted, and it went from being a ho-hum not so fun to hunt box to finding my 4th ever V-nickel, and that, my friends, makes me happy. For the 2-box hunt, we got 16 in the 50s, nothing really worth mentioning, and 15 in the 40s, again, nothing really worth mentioning. The finds of the 2 boxes, we ended up with 6 2009s, all Denver, a Canadian. We had that 1966 Copper Lincoln Memorial Scent Ender. We got a couple of beauties, a 66 and an 82D. And then the 3 finds overall, a 39P in circulated condition, no DDR. That beautiful 43P war nickel. And a 1911 corroded, but I will take it, V-nickel. Holy cow. Who would have thought the box with hardly any finds would give me my 4th ever V-nickel? Unbelievable. Hopefully you enjoyed this long, but fun for me, nickel hunt from Arkansas. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and another silver war nickel for the 2020 silver jar.